Hey, what's up? This is Joshua, daily video blog. This is actually posted to the MVA Studio blog. So if you only follow the MVA on YouTube, I do a daily video blog on my own channel. That's MVA Joshua is the username. And really, if you poke around, you'll probably see some videos that are cross-posted, and you can and find it very easily. But I decided to take a break from posting to my normal account for a week, give everybody a rest, and give this some channel some love. Let's see. So I'm continuing this theme of talking about portfolios inspired by a trip to UW Stout last week, where there was a panel about getting a job and portfolio reviews and all of that, and then reviewing a bunch of student work. And so what was I going to talk about? So I want to talk a little bit about the idea of like a mindset to go into interviews with, and potentially to go into portfolio reviews with. So one of the things I try to get people to see is that when you're presenting your work, you're trying to do it in such a way where you're the answer to a problem. And so that you're sort of trying to express the value that you'll bring to the table and how that all works out. But that's not quite the same as entering the situation where you think you're God's gift to the world, or that you're going to save the people that you're going to work for. It's kind of a delicate balance. And I think going into it, and had a nice scenic spot here on the Mississippi. Going into it, I think the thing that you want to think about is the value that you're going to bring to the organization that hires you. And it's not just the graphic design work. And that doesn't mean coming in and thinking like, oh, I'm the answer to all your problems. But what it means is like really having a good grasp on what you would bring to the table. So on the one hand, that is graphic design or whatever creative work you do. But on the other hand, if you're 22, just starting out, presumably they have graphic designers already. Those graphic designers are probably better than you are. So it's not as if you're really gonna save the day by doing that. So instead, what you could start to look at is the other qualities that you're gonna bring to the situation that are gonna make you a valuable part of that team. So that might be your willingness to try to understand feedback and apply it. It might be the fact that you try to contribute to the vibe of a place. Like, if you're the kind of person who's always making food for your friends, you don't necessarily need to say, if you hire me, I'm going to make cookies and sandwiches all the time. But you can be thinking about that in such a way where you're sort of expressing your desire to contribute to the culture. And that, what else? This is like, if you're just really prepared for the interview, already that is going to say to them, oh, this person actually does the research and they actually prepare. And that if we hire them, we can assume, hopefully, that they're going to apply that same kind of rigor to our clients or to the work that we do. And it kind of goes to show how every little thing counts. But I think what you can get into is this, fun. I'm gonna walk down some stairs and see if I don't break my neck. What this gets into is like, if you understand your strengths, and not as a designer, but as a person, as how do you contribute, that you can go in there and not necessarily be sitting there with a set of bullet points to talk about all the great and tremendous stuff you do, but that you can have the confidence necessary to know that you are not maybe the answer to their problem, which is they need a new designer, but maybe you are part of the answer to that problem, and that you're part of the answer to the problem of keeping the internal culture healthy. You're part of the answer to the problem of maintaining a positive work environment. You're part of the answer to the problem of having fresh blood in the office that contributes creatively, but also listens to feedback. So if you go in with that, then you can actually like frame up the entire experience of meeting with you around those ideas of how you're going to contribute. So you know what I mean? Like, it might be a little bit over the top to bring baked goods with you to an interview. But if you have a good interview, it's not completely unreasonable to make some cookies and drop them off or something like that. You could, if you know that one of your strengths is to trust people, to trust the feedback of people who know something, you can bring in before and after work and say, so this was the project I worked on and this was the result I got to, and then I met with a couple of established designers that I respect, and they gave me some similar feedback, so I investigated that, and then I changed this work based on that investigation. That's going to tell the people that you're meeting with, like, oh, it's not just lip service that she can handle, or he can handle feedback and criticism, but we're actually seeing evidence of that. And normally you wouldn't really do that. You would just show the final project, or you would take a kind of big project and show a process book. But instead, you could structure your presentation around what you believe to be your strengths. And in doing so, you prove that value out, rather than bragging that you're super creative and you have the best methods and you have a great smile and you're very nice to be around and you'll buy everyone, I don't know, cigarettes and drugs or something. Instead, you're just like, through your general presence, you're going to prove your points. And I think, if this kind of thing makes you uncomfortable, well, then ask other people for honest feedback about, like, what do they think are your strengths? Like, really, truly, like, I think there's probably a lot of graphic designers who the reason that they have work has very little to do with graphic design, or anybody really. It has everything to do with all the other ways that that person contributes to the vibe and the culture and the relationships and keeping clients happy, which is the kind of stuff that keeps the studio or a company in business. So that's today's post. Way longer than I thought it would be. I will leave you with another beautiful shot of the Mississippi River. Thanks for watching.